Hey guys, how's it going? It's Al. Welcome to the 5 players for week 3 on DraftKings NFL DFS that I think are going to be under 5%. The players that can help you win a tournament. You have to find ways to get off the chalk. There are some very defined and direct players that GPP players are going to be rostering this week. Every single week. So we have to find ways to get different, but do it in a smart way. We want to be contrarian without being stupid. So finding high ceiling plays that project for under 5%. Look, they're under 5% for a reason, right? They either have bad matchups, they're priced at a place where it's uncomfortable to roster them, and sometimes both. But taking advantage of those situations is something that we should be doing, or at least looking to do, to overweight the field on those plays to give us the best opportunity to win the most money every single week. Week 1, I kind of missed on these plays. They didn't hit. That's going to happen when you're trying to pick plays that are under 5%. They're that low played for a reason. Last week, though, we smashed, and our community smashed as well. So hopefully we can stay on fire this week in week 3. So let's go.
He's a legend.
The Smiz Gang Listener League is filling up very, very fast. Go to smizzle.tv/links. That will take you directly to my link tree where it has links to everything. The Twitch stream where you can catch the Anti-Tinkercast 45 minutes before kickoff on Sunday. You don't want to miss that. It's the most populated show of the week that I run. I answer questions all the way up until kickoff, including questions that you might have about your GPP lineups that you want to enter in the Listener League. Now, this is going to fill. It is not going to be available for you to enter on Sunday morning. It's probably going to fill midday on Saturday. So hopefully you still have room to get in and get your spot in the Listener League. $10 entry fee, 4,000 runners, 10% of first place of the prize pool goes to first place, 10% of first place goes to 10th place, and absolutely no rake. The best tournament on DraftKings. We may have to ask them to make it bigger next week because you guys have been so fantastic in filling it. So go to smizzle.tv/links, get yourself in the Listener League, and while you're there, click on all the other things too. It helps. Jonathan Taylor makes his return to 5 under 5. The last time he was in 5 under 5, it was against the Bills in Buffalo last year, and he was like 3% or 2%, 2.5%. This week he projects right at that 5% mark. Y'all remember what he did against Buffalo last year when we played him in Buffalo? Nobody was playing him that week, and he just shredded for like 50 plus DraftKings points, had a ridiculous game. Now, while I'm not predicting that he's going to do that exact same thing in this spot, this is the exact type of shot that we want to take in tournaments. A low played player who's going to get all of the inside the 5 touches with all the touchdown upside in the world. Big splash ability. Jonathan Taylor, just like Nick Chubb, are the 2 best running backs in the league at converting 30+ yard runs from scrimmage. So he can get it done for you on one play, is involved enough in the passing game, especially in a game where they project to be playing from behind, but at home they're going to try and establish it at least a little bit so that they can get the ball to Jonathan Taylor. They want to play from ahead. They need to play from ahead. I like Jonathan Taylor a little bit more this week with the return of Michael Pittman because that's going to take a little more pressure off of him as they have to deal with an elite caliber wide receiver on the outside. So this Indy offense, I like a little bit better this week than last week. They are playing a very good offense, but a defense that can give up points. So Jonathan Taylor at 5% this weekend seems like he's just underpriced. Some of that is based on the price. The most populous running backs are at 6,500 to 5,100 because of the way pricing is, and everybody wanted to pay up at wide receiver and at quarterback. So if you can find your way onto some Jonathan Taylor in your tournament lineups, you're going to put yourself in a different spot naturally. You're building a contrarian lineup by paying up where everybody else is looking for value with a guy who can absolutely break a slate. Love Jonathan Taylor this week for tournaments. Alvin Kamara comes in at my number 2, and I was kind of hemming and hawing before recording this video of like maybe not playing him. He was still limited in practice on Thursday with his rib injury. He practiced on Wednesday, practiced on Thursday. We're gonna have to monitor the Friday practice report and wait for the Shefty news dump around 8 or 9 p.m. on Saturday night Pacific time to see if Kamara is going to go. If he is going to go, the price and the percentage and the possible upside here are fantastic against Carolina, who is a defense that we're gonna want to attack with running backs probably all season long. With the entire offense is all season long, but specifically with opposing running backs. Kamara should see the lion's share of the touches. He is only 2.5%. So he is my preferred guy at the position when it comes to that secondary running back. But because we don't know what his status is going to be. If he does not play, obviously don't play him. I'll give you another guy, but I'm going to give you another guy in return for something. You got to drop a like on the video. If you're still here and you want that other bonus player, 6 under 5, I need you to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notifications bell. They cost you absolutely nothing to do. Leave me a reply down below and let me know who your targets are that are not looking like they're going to be played a whole lot in tournaments this weekend. And let's get back to the show. That guy is Aaron Jones. We don't usually play running backs against Tampa Bay, but this Green Bay offense is circulating so much around the running back position with Jones and Dillon. And it's kind of yo-yoed from one week to the next. Based on week 1, Dillon got more run. And week 2, Aaron Jones got more run. You kind of have to throw the ball to your running backs against Tampa Bay, as their running defense is extremely stout. This is a tough spot. It's a really ridiculously tough spot for Aaron Jones and these Green Bay Packers. But at 7,400 and under 5%, I think he projects at like 3 or 3.2% right now. This is a place where we can get contrarian, overweight the field by having like 10% Aaron Jones and 3x the field on him, and give yourself an opportunity to get different without getting kind of crazy, right? He's very talented in the passing game. DraftKings full PPR with bonuses gives us opportunities with him versus Dillon, in my opinion. We're doing a fundraiser on the channel once again this year, trying to raise $100,000 in total, but it only takes $50,000 from the community. That means you guys. If you have $1, $5, $20, or $50, if you have won money in weeks 1 or week 2, if you enjoy the content, if this just provides you entertainment, or you have a couple of extra dollars that you can throw towards No Kid Hungry, who provides school breakfasts and lunches for food insecure kids, as well as at-home care across the United States. No kid should have to worry about where their next meal is coming from. And because we have the ability to play DraftKings, and because we have that financial security to sports bet and do silly things like this, let's take a little bit of thought, be mindful about other people who are struggling across this country. And for every $10,000 that our community raises, I will match $10,000 up to $50,000. So if you guys can raise $50,000 collectively, I will add $50,000 to the pool myself, giving us $100,000. Let's do something great together. Be a part of something bigger than yourself and give to No Kid Hungry. Smizzle.tv/links will have that link, or you can go directly there by going to smizzle.tv/charity. All the money that you donate is 100% tax deductible. Tiltify handles all the donations, and they will send you all that tax paperwork. So please take a couple seconds. Jamar Chase is under. This is the most star-studded 5 under 5 like of all time. Everybody is a banger. Every single player on this list is a banger because everybody's going after all the same plays this week. Jamar Chase, guess what, guys? He's good at football. I like Jamar Chase. He projects right now at 3.9%. That's freaking absurd. If everybody's going to jump onto T. Higgins because he's 2K cheaper, and everybody's going to be on all those 60, let's say 6,000 to 7,700, is where most of the population and clicks are going to go. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Steph Diggs, T. Higgins, and everybody else in that range, right? Jamar Chase is going completely forgotten because if they're going up from Diggs, they're going up to Justin Jefferson at 9,300, who's in a great position this week, or Cooper Kupp all the way up at 9,900 because he's in a great position like literally every week and has the highest probability of 25 to 35 DraftKings points, but you got to pay to get it. I can save $1,800 to come down to Jamar Chase at 3.9%. Whether you're building that into stacks with Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, or Joe Burrow, Double H, and Jamar Chase, or whether you're just using him as a run back play if you have the testicular fortitude to play Jets double stacks, or if you're just saying, you know what, I think Wilson's really good, I think Jamar Chase is really good, and that gives me a beautiful secondary stack. 3.9% for somebody as explosive as Jamar Chase, who has a 175-yard 2-touchdown game in his locker just waiting to happen, right? Yeah, this is a fantastic tournament play. May not get there, right? Like, none of these picks are guaranteed. These are like, there's a lot of variance in fantasy football, and everybody is 5% for a reason. Sometimes it's based on the matchup, which I don't feel like it is here. It's just based on the pricing and him being at an awkward spot based on standard roster construction. Give me Jamar Chase this week, please. Keenan Allen, coming off of injury at 6,500, 3%. Now, this is doubly tied to things, right? So Keenan Allen 10 days from an injury himself. He is practicing, but somewhat limited. We will see if it's not structural with that hamstring. If he can go, he's going to go. Obvious danger here, which could be keeping people away because of that. And also, this pick is tied directly, in my opinion, to the young prince, Justin Herbert. If he goes, I like Keenan Allen. If Chase Daniel is the starter this weekend in the case that Justin Herbert cannot go, then I like Allen less. However, maybe a quarterback like Chase Daniel is going to operate in that really short range and try to just pepper Keenan Allen with 14 targets and volume over everything. The point is, he's projecting at 3%. So, like, this is more of a volume play as opposed to the big splash play that Jamar Chase was. But it's one that we're going to have to monitor as the weekend goes along based on not just the Keenan Allen injury situation, but also the injury situation for his quarterback. And the last one, getting back to big splash plays, the biggest of the big splash wide receivers, DK Metcalf is projecting at 3.2%. How are all these studs this cheap? He goes really well with the poop stack this week, the puke stack. If you watch the Top Stacks video on Thursday, here's your bring back play. DK Metcalf is as good as DK Metcalf can be. Now, he has not looked good through 2 weeks, or has not had that big play yet through 2 weeks. But you know it's coming. Look, as much as of a troll as Pete Carroll is, he has allowed Geno to cook, where he never allowed Russ to cook. He is just letting Geno have the ball fly. Metcalf has a fantastic advantage on the outside, and he is one of those players where it only takes one play to make something happen. There's a reason these players are under 5%. But if you're going to buy players that are under 5%, buy the players that have a ceiling. You don't want to buy a player that has a ceiling of like 11 DraftKings points. Well, nobody's going to be on him. Yeah, but when you win, what do you win? In the case that we win with DK Metcalf, let's say he takes a sluggo and goes 60 yards. Let's say he takes a little wide receiver screen, obliterates a cornerback with a stiff arm and goes 60 yards. You have automatically won. There is big play upside inherent in DK Metcalf's game. When I'm buying players that are under 5%, I either want to buy an absolute metric ton of volume, or I want to buy that big splash touchdown upside. And DK Metcalf should bring us both in a game that not a lot of people are going to be on. There is volume bringbacks on the other side if you're using him as a secondary stack. You don't have to fully commit to a double and a bringback with him, but using Metcalf as part of a secondary with like a Drake London or a Kyle Pitts has tremendous upside, and probably collectively less than 10% played between the two. So I hope you liked the video. Wish you the best of luck this weekend. Make sure you get in the listener league. Look for another one right there.
He's a legend.